Well, well, well. It would seem that the gunmetal update made a few major changes to some of the weapons of TF2. Some crappy weapons have become god tier, and some overpowered weapons are now old news. It's time to create the new top 10s of TF2, and I want to start out with the top 10 worst Team Fortress 2 weapons after the gunmetal update. Let's go! Before I start, I want to say that this top 10 is in no way perfect. Everyone has their own opinion, and I personally like to use some of the weapons mentioned in here. However, these are the worst weapons in terms of proper class usage and not based on how fun it is. Alright, here we go. Starting at number 10 is a fairly unused weapon, but it's still pretty decent in my books. It is the Equalizer. This weapon gives a damage boost depending on how low your health is, and has a drawback of little to no healing from the medic. As great as the damage output is, the use is just nowhere to be found. The soldier is the second slowest class in the game and can barely catch up to anybody to even dish out the huge damage with this melee. With all this in mind, it is fairly good when rocket jumping. The damage you take from rocket jumping gives you the hello health to get that sweet damage. All with the help of the mobility rocket jumping gives to get you to where your opponent is. But we have the market gardener for that, so there isn't really a need to use this weapon. Just use its counterpart and everything will be alright. Number 9 comes from the same class, the man treads. I think I'll get a lot of flack for saying this, but after the base jumper came into play, there's really no need to wear the man treads. I mean, seriously, the only benefit the man treads even give you is if you land directly on top of your opponent's head from rocket jumping, and 50% of the time it doesn't even register. The base jumper is far better to assist you in your market gardening endeavors. It's a far better replacement, and it's just better overall. If only the man treads gave some sort of speed boost, then it wouldn't have ended up here in the first place. For shame. Number 8 comes from the heart, and then kills me deep inside. The overdose. I was expecting out of every weapon that was buffed that this would definitely be in there, but no, it's still the same trash as it always was. It nerfs the damage of the stock syringe gun, which already kinda sucks, and then adds 1% of movement speed for every 10% overcharge you have. But only when you have the active weapon in hand. You need to carry the weapon to even get the satisfaction of getting the scout speed. What's the point? A good medic should know how to get out of any situation, and on top of that, not even be in danger in the first place. This is a real snob weapon. Gaben, please buff! Number 7 was once a weapon that had great use in getting the upper hand, but is now nothing thanks to the new pickup system. That's right, I'm talking about the Vitasaw. No, this wasn't buffed and or nerfed during the update, but it was replaced with the new system of picking up meta guns that it really doesn't matter. First off, the debuffs on the weapon is a health decrease. Medics need all the help they can get. But it has this huge advantage of keeping 20% of your past uber when you die. Pretty neat in theory, but when you pick up miniguns on the ground, you no longer need to carry 20% of your last uber, you can just pick it back up for 100% of it. May the Vitasaw rest in peace. Not that it had much use to medic mains anyway. Good riddance. Number 6 is a classic. Get it? It's literally the classic. Now, although I've found some good use for it as a combo with the Shana Banana, whatever it's called, its use is terrible. To get headshots, you need a full charge shot, and on top of that, any body shot you dish out is minus 10%. In the time it takes to charge the classic, a sniper with any other sniper rifle could get 3 headshots. Besides the Cine Sleeper, of course. This is a huge waste of the sniper's time, and he needs to dish out as much damage as quickly as possible. If only they had given that plus 25% charge time that they added to the Cine Sleeper over to the classic, then it might have been decent. But for now, I don't see this thing being a hugely used weapon anytime soon. Number 5 is the heavies bare hands, the warrior spirit. They buff the weapon by giving you a plus 10 health on hit. But is it good enough to be a proper heavy melee? No sir. Although the damage is super high and can kill most classes in 2 hits, the heavy is slow as balls and can't even land the 2 hits before a person just runs the hell away and pretty much kills you. Match this with the buffalo steak sandwich and it's not that terrible, but the heavy's job is not to go out meleeing people. His job is to get huge damage and scare the opponents off the objective. Sure, this is a fun weapon, but even as a fun weapon, it's still freaking hard to get any kills with it, making it no fun at all. Play your part as heavy and use your minigun. You shouldn't rely on melee to get the damage you want. Number 4 is the weapon I just can't pronounce. The Batman. Whatever it's called. It's there on the screen. You can, whatever. But seriously, there is no point to even using this weapon. You only get huge damage when you are below half health. But by the time you hit that, you're pretty much dead anyways. Think about it. When is a sniper ever below half health? When a pyro is flaming you, when a soldier jumped you, when a scout hits you for 100. Shall I go on? You're destined to die when you're below half health, and a sniper needs as much damage at any time. The stock does around 65 damage on impact. That's good enough to kill minor classes easily. You don't need the huge damage buff when below half health. The only real good use for this weapon is using it for scrap metal. Donate to your local charity, people. They need your scrap. Number 3 comes from the bowels of hell itself, the Volcano Fragment. This piece of fiery turd gives you the ability to flame your opponents using a huge battle axe. Pretty sweet, right? Wrong! There's a 25% damage penalty on this thing. It takes 3 hits to kill a minor class, and relying on afterburn damage is almost as bad as relying on bleed damage for the tribalman's barf. But all seriousness, this is a gimmick weapon. There was no doubt it would not get buffed or nerfed during this update, but the fire damage would be better suited for a different weapon, like the sun on a stick, to give it that extra appeal. Kinda like that Fan of War buff that was given. That'd be sweet, but no, this weapon isn't good and never will be good. It's a gimmick, and that's all it'll ever be. Number 2 is a sad, sad tragedy. Who would think this weapon would get nerfed to hell? I'm talking about the Ullapool Caber, guys. Before the gunmetal update, this weapon was used to go balls deep on your opponent and take him out with a single blast. But now they nerfed its damage so much that a single blast can't even kill a sniper. What the hell? This weapon is beyond useless, and it's a one-time use thing. By the time you head for your resupply locker, they've already gotten healed by their medic. This nerf has given no use for the Ullapool Caber. It's not even seen as a threat anymore. I remember the good old days when my team would call out a caber demo and I'd get blasted. Good times. Good times. Last but not least, this weapon has not gotten the buff it needs to even be usable. It's another Pyro Melee and easily one of the most hated by pyro mains. Yes, it's the 3rd degree. By the footage you're seeing, you're probably thinking, hey, it's not that bad. You took out a medics real easily. But what if I told you that it was 4 damn hours of footage? That's just it. What pyro is stupid enough to get in front of a heavy main just to swing his melee? If you see a heavy with a medic, you get the hell out of his way. The only thing this melee gives is the ability to hit medics through their meta beam. That's it? Give me something else. I'd rather be using the stock fire axe than this futuristic turd. No wonder the aliens sent us this weapon. It was faulty and was sent to us from space from a meteorite full of their own trash. Well done, Valve. I never thought futuristic weapons could be so useless, but in the words of the engineer,
now I've seen everything.
That, my friends, is the top 10 worst TF2 weapons after the gunmetal update. I'll be sure to make a top 10 best weapons, but I thought it'd be best that I warn you about these weapons before handing out the overpowered ones. Again, everyone has their own top 10, but unlike Array 7, I have the knowledge and understanding of gold and plat friends helping me out with this guide to actually know what weapons have use and what doesn't. This was thoroughly written and will definitely break bad habits to make you the best player you can be. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, hit the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe, man. It means a whole lot and it shows that my top 10s are helping out your gameplay for the better. Also, you should probably share this video with your friends so he doesn't become that one friend. You know what I'm talking about. If you have an opinion of what you think should have been in the top 10 worst TF2 weapons, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear it. Remember to be awesome, stay awesome, and to have an awesome day. I'm Rob the Awesome, and I'll see you guys later. Ciao for now.